uh, solution and code to Code Jam 2021 qualification round. Problem median sort. So the problem describes that there are n distinct items, all of them are different from x1 through xn, and we do not have a way of comparing two of these items, but what we can do is that we can ask about three items. So let's say we make a query about x1, x2 and x3. So we can ask the judge which of these three is the median, which means that when arranged in an ascending or descending order, the element which is in the middle is the median, and the judge will tell us which it is. So alternatively, it can be also said that the judge will tell which element is neither the minimum nor the maximum among these three, and we have to find the sorted order of this array, and we have to do it in the minimum possible queries. So let's see. Also, one thing to note is that the reverse order is also accepted, and this is because we cannot tell using just only median queries. So let's say there were only three elements, x1, x2, x3, just three elements, and if we asked about the median of this array, let's say the median was x2, we cannot ask any more queries because there are only three elements. So we cannot know whether the order is x1, x2, x3 or x3, x2, x1. This is not possible by only median queries. So we can either print the array in an ascending order or in a descending order, and in fact we have no way to determine which is which. Luckily, the judge accepts both of these solutions. So if we either print the array straight away or the reverse, both of them are accepted. So first of all, we have the test cases, and we have n elements, and we have q queries. So what we'll do is we'll insert the elements in our array. So let's say we are at index I. So currently all the I elements, the first I elements as x1, x2, x3 up to xi, we have processed those, and this new element will find its position in the array and will insert it at that appropriate position. So let's say up till now the array is something x2, x1, x3, x4, x5. Then we'll find out where does x6, the new element, belong, and we'll insert it at that position. And to determine the position of this new element, we'll use ternary search, not binary search, because the limits of the last test case is 170 queries per test case. So 170 into t is the total number of queries. So per test case we have 170 queries, and every test case is, the n is 50. So n log n will not work. We have to do n log base 3n, and that can be accomplished by ternary search. And as we'll see in a while, that the median queries are very much fitting into ternary search. It's very easy to do the median queries and implement ternary search in this problem. So what is ternary search? So for binary search, we know that there are many elements of the array, and if you want to binary search over this array, we determine whether the element to be searched is in the left half of this array or in the right half of the array, and we move on to that half. However, in ternary search, what we do is we divide the array into three parts. So this one part, let's say roughly, so there are three elements here, so let's add 3 here, 1 2 3, 1 2 3 and 1 2 3. For uniformity, it can be slightly 1 or 2 differences, okay. So we have these three parts of this array, and we determine in which part the element to be found out is, and whichever part it is, we move on to that part. So in one go, we limit ourselves to n by 3 of the array, 1/3 of the array, instead of 1/2 of the array in binary search. And ternary search is very easy to implement, as we'll see here, and it reduces the queries significantly. So if it was n log n, and log n, then n is 50 in this last test case, and log 50 is something approximately 6, so it's something like 5ish, and this is 250, which is bad for us because the queries are only 170 per test case. However, if we change this log to log 3 base n, this 5 turns out to be 3 point something, and then this 150 goes to be 150, 250 goes to 150. So this is manageable with 170 queries. So we should use ternary search in this problem. So in ternary search we make queries over this is the 1/3 element of the array. So if the array has n elements, this is the n by third element roughly. This is the 2n by third element, and we find out in which range the answer is. Note that this array is already sorted. Well, either it is ascending or descending, it does not matter, both are accepted. So for starters, we can always sort an array of 3 numbers. It's very easy. We just find which is the median. Let's say x2 is the median. Then we put x1 here, x3 here. That either of those is fine because the reverse array is also good. And then we ternary search over this array for the 4th element, and we put it in the array wherever it belongs. If it belongs here, we put it here. And then we get a new element and we ternary search over this array. So overall complexity will be ternary search n times. So n log 3n in the worst case. And it turns out that we can do this. So how will ternary search help us? So let's say this element is the first 1/3 element and this element is the second 1/3 element, and the new element is some y is the new element. So we do a query on these three, and the judge tells us the median. Now if the median is y, then y must belong in this region. It must be between n by 3 and 2n by 3, the n by third element and the 2n by third element. The yth element should be in between them. So we move on to this between region. If the median turns out to be 2n by 3, if this is the median, then we move on to this region, because if this is the median and we know that this array, since it is sorted, 2n by 3 third element is greater than the n by third element, this order we have established already, then y should be before n by third element, so that the median is n by third element, hence y must be in this region. So we move on to this region. And similarly, if the median is 2n by 3, the 2n by third element is the median now, so we move on to this region. That means that y must be larger than this, so this is the middle element. So in this way, in one go, we move on to 1/3 of the array, and as we keep on going, we can find the new element and insert it in n log 3n. Now inserting itself will take O of n, because I'm going to use a vector, and inserting in a vector is O of n, but we can do that since n is only 50 here, and the time limit is also very generous, it's 40 seconds. So we can do this. We don't have to worry about inserting or anything. The only thing we need to worry about for now is minimizing the number of queries. This 50 is not much of a constraint here. This is very small. So for inserting, we'll just insert it brute force. That will take O of n operations, but our task is to minimize the number of queries, which is n log 3, and this is the number of queries, the complexity of the number of queries. So that's what we should minimize, because that's the bigger constraint here instead of n, which is very small. So n square, n cube, n to the power 4 is also good, but it's just O of n. So for every element, we find its position in the array using ternary search, and then we insert it at that position. So the array is now sorted, and then for new element, we keep on doing this, and eventually the whole array will be made. So let's see how to do this in code. So now this problem has some weird structure. All the test cases have the same n, and the n has been given in the start. So the first thing we'll get is the n, t and q. So test cases, queries, and total queries across all test cases, and n. So I made this n a global, and we take it input here. So we take input t and n q, and then we run the test case. So let's examine a test case. Now this is the answer array. Initially it is empty, so we'll insert into this answer array elements at proper positions, and I have this query function here which will make a query, so that I don't have to type it out again and again. So it will make a query of x1, x2, x3, and it will read the median index and it will return it. Note that we must use endl here, backslash n will not work, or if you are going to use backslash n, you should not have these two lines. You should not sync the input and output, you should not tie it, because in that way it sits in the buffer and does not get printed. So you will get a TLE like I got if you do not use endl. So always use endl while using interactive problems, not backslash n. So we have x1, x2, x3, and then we take them. So this is the query function. So at first we do a query on x1, x2, x3. So we do a query on these three things. So x1, x2, x3, and let's say we got x. So the other two are here and here. So this is a way of just doing that. If x is 2, then this will be 3 and 1, or it can be 1 and 3, but it will be different, and these two will be different. So this is any order. So if you get 2, you can say 1 and 3, this is also fine, and 3, 2, 1 is also fine. Just that if you start with this inserting, if 4 is inserted here for this, then 4 will be inserted here for that. So your array will be made accordingly. It will be one direction for this if you choose this at the start, and it will be this directional if you choose this 3 to 1 for the start. So that's okay. We are allowed to do either. So I find the middle element, which is the query on 1, 2, 3. So I arrange x1, x2, x3. So I arrange them appropriately. See, I put x in the middle because it's the median. And so let's say if x is 3, if the query turns out to be 3, then 1, 3, 2 is what I start with. So I start with this 3 numbered array, and then from 4 to n we find the position of xi here. So x4, this is the relative order between x1, x2, x3. So now we find out where x4 should be. So for that we ternary search over this entire array. So for ternary search, this is the syntax you should follow. So this is the array size divided by 3. So this is 1/3 of the array, and left plus 1/3. So this will be the n by 3rd element. Right minus 1/3. This will be the n by 3rd element from the last, or 2n by 3rd roughly element from the start. So this is our two pivots, or let's say in binary search there is only one middle element. Here there are two middle elements. So this is m1. The m1th element is here. Let's say the m2th element is here, and there are elements here, there are elements here, and there are elements before this guy, and these three regions are roughly equal. And then we make a query on m1, m2, and x4. So query on the position m1, the element which is at position m1, I, which is the new element which we are supposed to fix, and the position m2. So if the x is I, then we have to do this. If x is I, then we move on to this region, because if x4 is between m1 and m2, then we should move on to this region. So L equal to m1 plus 1, R equal to m2. See, I have done plus 1 here but not minus 1 here, and in some places I have not done plus 1. That's for index fixing. So if you play around with it a bit, you'll understand where to do plus 1, where to do minus 1. You can do it differently as well. This is just what I chose to go on with. So if you can remove this and do minus 1 here as well, but then you'll have to fix it appropriately at all the different places. So I am sticking with this one. So m2. Now if the difference is exactly 1, this is some base cases, so then these two will be same, so I won't know where to insert. So if the difference is exactly 1, which means that m1 and m2 have no element between them, because the difference is 1. So if m1 is 2, then m2 is 3, let's say, then the difference would be 1. So there is no element in between them. And if the median is x4, that means that x4 is supposed to go between them. So I use this insert function for vectors. So you just put the position of this thing, and it inserts I at this position. The complexity of this operation is O of n. It does not do it like a set, but it shifts every element and does it. So it's bad in a brute force way, but we can do that. N is 50 here, so that's not an issue. So if there is only one element between them, and I got x equal to 1, which means that this new element should be inserted between these two elements. So I insert it. So what this does is it inserts it before m2. So this is how it works. If you provide it an iterator, it inserts the element before that iterator. So it inserts it before m2, which is what is supposed to be done if the difference is 1 and I is equal to the query, which means that the median is this new element. So we put it between and we break. Now if it is m1, which means that this is the median, that means that x4 must be before it, x4 must be here. So then we move on to this side. So right equal to m1, so we moved on to this side. Left is the same, right is m1, so we put our right element here, and we are confined to this 1/3 of the array now. Once again, this test case if r is less than equal to L, which means that I have to insert it before L. So this is like saying that if this was L, this was R, and in between R, and in between them there are M1 and M2, then M1 and M2, and somehow R happens to be equal to L or less than L, which means the new element must be inserted in this position, before L. So I insert it here. Now else, if this is the median, this M2 is the median. So if M2 is the median, then I must move on to this side of the array. So for that I do L equal to M2. Once again, this base case condition, that if I have to insert it from plus R plus 1, answer to begin plus R plus 1. Once again, these small intricacies, this plus 1 sometimes not, is because of my this thing I did here, L equal to M1 plus 1. Because I did this, I had to do this, and this is not fixed. So however you implement ternary search is up to you, but this small plus 1 minus 1 indices would vary depending on your implementation. So the main idea is that we are finding the exact position, we are inserting it, and we are doing it in log3n. After which the array is complete, we print it, and then we must get a confirmation element, which because it's here, it says that after printing the answer, the judge will print a single number, and it will be 1 if your answer is correct. So we take an input and we assert that it's 1. So if it's not 1, the program should terminate and we should get a wrong answer. And this works. Other than that, there's nothing more to it. We don't have to print anything extra for queries. The judge decides that on your own. So we can even try to submit this, although I have done it already. So yeah. In the meanwhile, I'll recap what we did. So we first maintained a list of 3 elements, just for the first 3 elements, and then for every new element we inserted it into this array. We found out the appropriate position where to insert, and then we inserted it, and we did that using ternary search. So this was done in log3n, log base 3n. So for every element we do log base 3n. So the complexity is worst case n log base 3n, which is manageable. The number of queries, it's not the time complexity, this is the number of queries, the complexity of that. So it's n log 3n, which is less than 170, so that's good. And then we find the proper position, and then we insert, and then we print. So this was the solution for CodeJam 2021 median sort. And as you can see, all the test cases are passed here. So thank you for watching.